First of all, I just want to say rest in peace to Kavinsky. Back in 2016, when I was staying in a little apartment, living a life that is very different than the life I live now, I remember watching the movie Drive with Ryan Gosling and a few other cool names and hearing the song Night Call, right? And it was like my eyes opened for the first time. Not to be corny, but it was my awakening into the synth wave, vaporwave, all the waves. I was already into EDM and that kind of expanded. It really touched on the music genre, the vibe, the style that I love. And I know that my graphic novel is fantasy, but that cyberpunk feel, the color palettes, the music, if you check out my Instagram, all my posts have some sort of variant of that kind of music. It has inspired me so much simply because one day in 2016, I was watching Drive and I heard the song Night Call. So with this being so fresh, I would be doing a disservice to my 2016 self and all that Kavinsky has inspired in me and my art and my creativity and my passions without acknowledging him. So that's not what this video is about, but I would be absolutely remiss to not bring it up. I have to. What this video is about is something that I thought of as I was rewatching Drive literally today. And I'm so sad because they just don't make movies or even TV shows like they used to. And it's incredibly, incredibly frustrating. Reluctantly, I consider myself a movie snob. It's gotten to the point where I just don't even bother with new movies as they come out. I kind of wait and see little snippets or little tidbits within a YouTube video. If it looks good enough from the YouTube video, I'll stop watching it and endeavor to watch the movie, but otherwise I just don't bother. The movies are trash. I'm so sorry. I don't mean to be crass. It's like 10 at night, but the movies are terrible. They're just bad. And I could see that within the first 5 minutes of the movie Drive. And then within those like 15 extra minutes that I watched it, I realized, oh yeah, I recently watched this movie anywhere between 3 to 6 months ago. And for me, that's a little too recently to rewatch it and enjoy it. It's got to be at least a year, which goes to show how much I love that movie and that song, but that's not the point. The point is, I was like, what other movies do I really love? And I thought of The Place Beyond the Pines, another Ryan Gosling movie. Ryan Gosling in that era was just peak. I switched over to A Place Beyond the Pines, and again, another movie that is a movie. It's art. It's good. And I'm trying to think of the last time I was in a theater and I saw a movie that wasn't animated, like a real movie that made me feel like Jackie Brown does, or like Nightcrawler did, or that one, I think it was called American Ultra, that one movie with the sleeper agent guy. Mandy. I made a whole video talking about Mandy. When was the last time I watched a movie that had me sitting there like, man, this is art. This is beautiful. This is great. It's not predictable. Oh my gosh. I'm just really frustrated with the state of media. It's not just movies, although I'll probably stick to talking about movies today. It's also books. It's also TV shows. I don't know the last time I've watched a TV show. It's just like they just good ones. I haven't found one. Anyway, and I know I'm not contributing anything new to the conversation. We've heard it all a million and one times before. The big corporate machine, nobody's creative, and the people who are creative don't want to get funded, or they do want to get funded, but they don't get funded because, Disney needs another remake, live action remake of like Tangled or whatever. It's nothing new. So I guess my point is I want to go back, and not in a craving nostalgic Luddite kind of way. Well, maybe a little bit of a Luddite, but I just want to enjoy that old media again because going forward isn't creating anything worth seeing, at least not right now. I think the indie world is making art again, and that's really exciting, especially because I'm an indie creator myself. In the meantime, in between time, I'm just going to start buying a bunch of DVDs, go to the thrift store, get like 4 DVDs of old movies, old good movies, mind you. Bad movies have been ever present in the world of visually consumption media. I don't think that was actually a real sentence or English, but I'm sure you get what I mean. The point is, I'm just gonna kick it old school. I've been watching older movies. I've been enjoying them, the storytelling, the way, oh my gosh, can we geek out a little bit about how older movies were shot? And I'm not talking Breakfast at Tiffany's old, although another era of goodies. I'm talking Chocolat and all those other great movies that I was telling you about earlier, which, if you haven't seen those, go watch them. And if you need more recommendations, I can give them to you. I have great movie taste. Now, if you prefer, like, I don't know, one of those 2000s romance style movies or something like poorly lit and paced like Wicked, I'm sorry, I can't help you. Again, bit of a movie snob, but if you like those other kind of movies, I got you. Now, to geek out for a little bit. Oh my gosh. So, as someone who is drawing a graphic novel by herself, writing, drawing, storyboarding, all of that jazz, being able to visually see how these shots are set up, chef's kiss. It's so delicious. Just, okay, in Drive, there's one of the opening scenes where the camera is like still. No fast cuts, none of that. Okay? No weird pale blue white light office style. And I don't mean Office the TV show. I mean Office like sitting in a cubicle debating your life choices office. None of that kind of lighting, just like real gritty, colorful, steady shot. And you just see the one guy in the foreground, and you see the doorway in the background off to the left, and you see Ryan Gosling walk into frame, walk through the door, and it's just, oh, it's just the most delicious shot. I'm telling you, you have to go watch Drive. I mean, watch any of those movies, but like, it's art. It's art. You don't have to cut to each person's face as they're talking, they just hold it on this person's face, and you see the little nuances in their expression as it changes, or you see in The Place Beyond the Pine, which, oh, that movie. But you see in that movie when, wait, pause, sorry, I just have to say, I thought the actor Dane DeHaan, I think that's how you pronounce his name, I thought that he was that other guy, the guy who plays Will's brother. But then I looked it up and he's 40 something and the other guy's 30 something. I looked up pictures of them next to each other and they don't look alike. They don't look like at all. But they have such similar vibes, like that moody, broody. Yeah. Love it. Love that vibe. I might need to make a character in the Lost Land stage that resembles that. I love it so much. But anyway, back to the point at hand. I don't remember what the point at hand was. This is not scripted, obviously. I just decided to get on the microphone and record after watching the movie. Again, it's like 10:23 now. Because I've been struggling making videos. We're gonna pivot, actually. I've said what I needed to say about movies. I'm not contributing anything new, but to pivot, I've been struggling with making videos, as you can see by it being 4 months since my last video. And I've talked to my fiance. He's more intimate with these kind of things. And he was just telling me to do things that I love and emphasizing on these other stories of creators and how they do what they love. So that's what this is. If you like it, that's great, because this is who I am. I feel like you can always tell when someone is behind the microphone and they're reading from a script and they've got the perfect inflection and the perfect tone and the perfect jokes and the perfect cutaways. And that was totally me. That was totally me. And I did it for a while and it got me over 600 of you beautiful people who I'm very grateful for. Hey, what's up? But it was not sustainable because it wasn't passionate about what I was doing. I was passionate about what I was saying, but the process and how it was happening was not something that I was passionate about. Actually, I quite like these ramble sessions a lot more, and it's a lot more me. It's a lot more of who I am. So I don't know what this channel holds for the future. I understand if you unsubscribe, that's fine. It's not what you came here for, but I just know that I want to keep trying to do things that I like. Speaking of things that I like, ooh, I really like that transition. But anyway, I like the art that I've been doing lately. Oh my gosh, you can see it. I'm probably doing a speed painting over this voiceover, but the art I've been doing lately, oh my gosh. It really goes to show when people say to just be consistent, for sure. For sure. Because 2 years ago, heck, 1 year ago, I would not have believed I was able to create this drawing at all. At all. At all. 3 times, so you really understand that it's flabbergasting to me. And I'm not trying to toot my own horn here, okay? I'm just amazed that I'm able to take what is in my head and create it on paper. If you've ever gotten to that point with any of your crafts, whether it's drawing or music or what have you, then you understand what I'm feeling right now. That feeling of I can create, finally. I can do it, which is great. What isn't great is that I've been late on pages like every week. Every single week I've been late and I'm sorry, but also it's okay. Instead of posting 2 pages every 2 weeks, I've kind of been posting 4 pages once a month, which isn't what I want. It's not ideal, but chapter 5 is almost over. We are so close. When chapter 5 ends, I'm going to be taking like the minusculest break to prepare for chapter 6. I think a big reason of why chapter 5 took so long is because I had to do a lot of behind the scenes work as I was working. And I don't know if you've seen my interview that I've done. Oh, I did an interview, by the way. Go check that out. I'll leave it in the description. Channel's awesome. Subscribe to him too. I talked about in that interview how I have been working in the background as I create the story, and that is just not feasible anymore as we go into chapter 6. So I'm going to be taking that break, and during that break, I'm going to be preparing for chapter 6, which is already scripted out. I'm going to review it a couple of times, ask a writer friend of mine to, review it, which she's great. Thank you for that if you're listening. Come into chapter 6 super strong. In the meantime, I do plan to keep doing stuff, hopefully posting YouTube videos, definitely posting shorts, definitely posting on Instagram. I've been posting so much of my art stuff on Instagram. You're seriously missing out on my online activity if you're not following me on Instagram. That's basically my brain dump for all my art. Yeah, that's kind of where I've been at. So, in this video so far, we've covered my snobbery when it comes to movies, and really it's storytelling in general, but we don't have to get into that for this video. We've talked about, what else did we talk about? I know we talked about like a little bit of an update on the Leslie and Sage and things that are going on there. Honestly, I don't really have much else to say. I made some cookies though. Ooh, they were good cookies. Something about me, I love to bake. You guys don't know that. Now you do. I like to bake. Next video, I might talk about books. I'm frustrated with books. I'm a little nervy putting out this video because I know that there are a lot of critics on YouTube who are valid in some of the things they say. Some people are just nitpicky to be nitpicky. And maybe that's cathartic, but I don't want to be that way. My point is, with there being all those critics, whenever those critics try and come out with their own media, it gets critiqued and it's not always the best. And I know there's that sentiment of like people who understand what makes a good story can't always create a good story. So that makes me a little nervous being able to state my snobby opinions about movies and shows and books and media in general. But that's who I am. I love stories and storytelling so much that when somebody does a horrible job at it, it just breaks my heart. And when somebody does amazing at it, I just want to hype it up so hard. So maybe that's what this channel will turn into. Who knows? If you want to read my story and tell me if my snobbery is unearned, I'd love to hear it because, I want to get better. And if somebody tells me I'm trash, then I'll try even harder to be better to spite you. All right, guys. Jesus loves you.